is the style of painting I was mentioning to you before. It's called a swipe method. Now, swipe method, it consists of covering your whole canvas with whatever color you choose, and taking your cloth that you have, and dipping it in turpentine with your finger. You have it wrapped around your finger like so, okay? And you dip it in turpentine, and you start to wipe out certain amounts of paint in order to form an image. Now, to give you an example, this is what the swipe method looks like. Okay, what I did, I covered my canvas with white paint known as gesso. And once that dried, I took little drops, like at least 4 drops of oil, like linseed oil, to grease up the canvas to get it ready for the paint, in order for the paint to move rather smoothly across the canvas. And once I have that done, I took some, Winsor Newton sepia tone paint, and I put it all over this canvas, and I just painted across the whole canvas back and forth, and where I covered the whole canvas evenly. Now, my object was to draw a table with 2 bowls and some eggs on in the bowls. And in order for me to start showing form, I looked at my image, and I saw which direction the light was coming from. And as you see here, the light was coming from the left side of the painting. And I looked at the strongest area of light, and I took my cloth and dipped it in turpentine, and I started to wipe away. And what I wanted to show, where the white part of the canvas, if I wanted to show that a lot stronger, I would wipe very hard. If I wanted to get to this area here, which was the egg, where it's not as bright, it's a little darker, I would wipe very softly. And I would do this throughout the whole painting. You know, as you can see, here is very white, so therefore I wiped very hard, and I was able to get that white spot right there. But I wanted to form an egg, so what I did, I wiped hard here because that's where the most of the light was hitting it, and then wherever the shadow was casting, I was able to wipe very softly to give a nice soft hue. Okay, and as you look around at this painting, you see that's how this whole painting was put together. Now, some artists like to leave their paintings like this, and some, it has a lot of character when you look at it. But I chose to leave it like this. But there were other paintings that I did where I started out in this way, and I added color to finish off the painting, other colors. And I'll give you an example. I'll show you. It was this painting, this one that I sent you through the email. This painting is called Sleeping Beauty, and you kind of figure out it's a play on words and actions as well. The man is sleeping, but the beautiful part of the painting, which is the woman, is wide awake. She's looking right at you. But I chose this painting because I thought it had the greatest example of light and shadow. And I decided to do it in that same way I was explaining before, the swipe method, where I would take the lightest part of the figure and start to wipe away what I see, where I see the light starts and where the shadow starts to form and ends. And I say this is a good example of that style of painting. But once that was done, I was able to add color, bring my paintbrush in and start adding shades of different brown, like mahogany and cherry walnut, you know, on the figure to capture the correct skin tone of these two African individuals. And that's basically it.